Yo, what's up guys? We are back on Pokemon Showdown for week 1 of the NPL, the National Pokemon League, which I'm part of since Season 1. We're in week 1 of Season 2 and we're having our first divisional matchup versus none other than MightyMamoswine. Some of you guys may know him from the GBA, he's an analyst for them and did pretty well in the D-League. Definitely a very good battler, there's a lot of knowledge of the format and one of our biggest threats in the division, I think. We both talked after the game and we both said that we'd be very surprised if it's not the two of us at 1 and 2 in our division after the season. We're both pretty confident in our game and pretty experienced in the format, which might help versus the other guys. I don't upload a team builder this week because I'm kinda busy, so we have to go over the team before the match. Looking at his team first, he brings a Magnezone, which I was surprised of because I didn't expect it to come at all because my team deals very well with it. He brings an Inferno, which I knew would come, same with the Nidoking because both of them are terrific threats versus my team and I don't have really good switches for them. He brings the Miltank, which is one of his few answers to Victini if I bring a physical variant because it tanks V-creates with ease because of the thick fat ability. He brings a Mandibuzz, definitely or probably his Defogger, and he brings the Cloyster, which I didn't expect at all. I thought he would bring maybe the Azumarill or maybe his Mega Scepter or something, but he brings the Cloyster and I think it's probably a Shell Smashing variant, but with my Mega Aggron I can deal with it pretty well, I guess, especially when I also have the Rotom in the back to Will-O-Wisp it or Volt Switch out on it and deal massive damage. So it only could be a problem if it's like a late game sweeping version, like if it comes out after my Rotom is weakened to like 40 or 50% and gets a Shell Smash up versus maybe Weavile or Cloyster or Crobat or something. So looking at my team, I bring a Hitmontop this week with an Assault Vest, max HP, a lot of Speed Def, Careful Nature, Close Combat Earthquake, Mark Punch and Rapid Spin. It's with the Intimidate ability, it's my main switch into Infernape and Nidoking. In hindsight, I should have probably gone with max Speed Def and leftovers to switch in more often on the Nidoking because without recovery it's not really that safe of a switch and gets one down very easily. So probably not my best set this week, but I didn't really have the best answer to Nidoking anyway. Next up, I have my Rotom, very simple variant, mostly physically defensive with a little bit of speed and a little bit of Speed Def. Takes on like basically everything on his team besides the Nidoking and the Infernape. If it's like banded, then I cannot take like 2 close combats or something. Even like Life Orb could do a solid amount versus me, so I definitely have to play around that thing. But Rotom overall is a very solid defensive pivot. Can Will-O-Wisp stuff, has Pain Split, Hydro Pump, and Volt Switch. Pretty standard set, but it definitely has a solid matchup with him. Then I have my Mega Aggron with Careful Nature 2, mostly Speed Def to take at least one Earth Power from the Nidoking, as well as an Overheat from Infernape if it's Life Orb and not invested. A little bit of attack, a little bit of defense and max HP, so I can basically take any one hit that he wants to throw at me. Very simple set, of course, as well, with Earthquake, Heavy Slam, Stealth Rock, and the Raw to face stab around because his team doesn't really enjoy rocks, as you can see with the Cloyster and the Mandibuzz, and I don't want him to set up with anything on me, for example the Cloyster. Then I have my Life Orb Weaver, dual stab with Icicle Crash, Knockoff, Ice Shot, and then I have the Poison Jab for the Azu, which probably was his best switching to this thing on his team, but he didn't bring it, so Poison Jab kind of redundant. Then I have my Crobat. This is a Scarf variant because I want something that can easily revenge kill the Mega Scepter, as well as Scarf Infernape or a weakened Scarf Nidoking. It's Adamant with a Choice Band, not a Choice Band, Choice Scarf, obviously with Brave Bird, Cross Poison, U-Turn and the Tailwind to maybe give me an advantage later in the game if I'm almost done with my Crobat, and to get like a tailwind off to help Rotom or Victini or anyone on my team clean up the game, but very situational, of course. Then I have my Victini, which is basically my win condition here. And when I prepped, I started with a special Victini set with Blue Flare Psychic, and then Bolt Strike, just because Bolt Strike is more reliable than Thunder. But I changed Blue Flare to V-Create, and you will see that this plays a tremendous role in the game because I'm kinda dumb. And the fourth move is Flame Charge, because at +1 I outspeed his entire team bar a Scarfed Infernape, which, looking at his team, is probably not Scarfed. If he brings a Scarf, it's probably Magneton or the Nidoking. So I definitely outspeed anything at +1 and can easily sweep the game if I weaken the Mandibuzz to like 70%, because it can take a Bolt Strike even if it's specially defensive. And would be nice if I weaken the Miltank, because I need 2 Psychics, which would mean 2 Life Orb hits to knock it out. So Victini definitely in a position to sweep the game, looking at the matchup. So I definitely have to keep this thing healthy and probably don't allow him to get up rocks, because then I would take 25% from the switch and take Life Orb damage and be in range for maybe a Sucker Punch from a Nidoking or something. So I have to play around that a little bit. But spinning shouldn't be a problem at all with my Hitmontop, because nothing on this team can OHKO me from full, so I definitely have a chance to get a hit off. So I'm not to get a spin off, so I'm not too concerned about it. So I guess we should hop right into it. I decided to lead with my Rotom here, because I expected him to maybe lead with the Miltank and I could Will-O-Wisp it, or just Volt Switch out of there, or maybe even the Cloyster, which could set up spikes or anything versus me. But he sends out a Nidoking first, and a Nidoking as a lead probably means it's Scarfed. I just assumed it is, but I wasn't sure. So I can take any one hit, and because nothing on his team really wants to take a Hydro Pump besides Cloyster, and Cloyster doesn't enjoy the Volt Switch, I just fire off a Hydro Pump here, very safe play. And unfortunately for my opponent, I get a crit, which really sucks, because Miltank is basically his only answer to Victini, and this thing already is in range for a Psychic, so that's very, very good for me. I don't want to Volt Switch out, so I just go for another Hydro Pump to knock this thing out, because Volt Switch doesn't kill 100%. So I go with the safe play and Hydro Pump. Volt Switch would have been very nice, as you see, because I missed the Hydro Pump and it brings out the Mandibuzz. I just Volt Switch out here. Maybe I should have gone for the Will-O-Wisp, because he can't really touch me, and chip damage on this thing would be very helpful for Victini to sweep him. But I decided to Volt Switch because I don't want to get toxic, because Rotom at full is always pretty nice to have. He makes a good play and just U-turns out as I go into my Mega Aggron. He goes into Magnezone, which has an air balloon, and looking at this thing, that could be a very interesting set to trap my Aggron and deal with it if it's air balloon Magnet Rise, because then I couldn't touch it, because I only have Heavy Slam and Earthquake as my moves. But actually, when I prepped, I considered this set and packed the Raw for this thing. As he Magnet Rises up, probably expecting me to hit him with a Heavy Slam, but I just phase him out here into the Nidoking. So he said I just shit on his Magnezone set, but I didn't want to be trapped by this thing, so Raw was a very solid option. Sorry about that. He brings out his Nidoking and makes a double switch out back into Magnezone, as I switch out into my Hitmontop, revealing that this thing is my immediate switch, and which definitely shows him that I'm probably Spadef or AV. So here I make another questionable play, because I don't go for the Mark Punch to break this balloon and allow him to hit me with the Volt Switch. And now at 77%, I'm already in range for 2 Life Orb Sludge Waves to kill me, so I can't even really come in anymore on the Nidoking. As he sends out his Mandibuzz, and I hit him with the Close Combat, which I should not have done, because the Volt Switch was pretty obvious. Now I took Rocky Helmet damage, and he can just roost up on me. I decided to switch out into my Mega Aggron here, to get up rocks. As he foul plays and does a very solid chunk. So oh, I just go for the heavy slam here to weaken it, but that was kind of dumb because now I'm already at range for Nidoking's Earth Power and stuff. So I don't really play that well right now. I get up my rocks here on next turn, expecting him to foul play again or to defog. And because I expect him to defog, I brought in my Weavile here, and I took unnecessary damage because I have the life rob, and I don't really want to like take too much damage, because this thing, once the Inferno is gone, could have done a lot of damage to the Mandibars and the Nidoking with the ice type attacks. So I expect him here to switch and go for the knockoff, but as you can see, he makes a very good play and stays in, probably expecting me to knock off because that's an overall solid play, and he kills me with the U-turn, which really sucks because now my Weavile is gone, which is one of my win conditions, and I don't have that much offense left besides the Crobat, which doesn't do too much versus this team because he's the Mandibuzz, the Cloyster, and the Miltank, as well as Magnezone. So basically my only win column left is the Victini, so I have to play carefully with it. The crit on the U-turn didn't matter. Weavile is so frail, goes down anyway. Didn't calc it, but I'm very sure it doesn't matter at all. But good thing is, because I knocked off the Rocky Helmet and got some damage off after rocks, Mandibuzz is in range for Bolt Strike 100% of the time. So Victini actually, with Miltank weakened and Mandibuzz weakened, it already has a chance to sweep the game. So even though I'm very much behind here, I still have a very solid shot of winning the game. So I get here the initiative as he sends out his Infernip, and I go into my Rotom just to Volt Switch out here. He U-turns, showing a big U-turn Volt Switch core with 3 mons here, which is pretty annoying because that gives him momentum a lot of the time. I didn't even Volt Switch out, which was kind of dumb because his U-turn was pretty obvious. I should have just U-turned out, but because he played so aggressively early, I thought he might want to stay in, expecting me to U-turn because I don't have really solid answers besides Rotom. So had I Volt Switch out and he lived, he could have gotten a kill easily. So that's the reason behind going for Hydro Pump, which I miss again, which kind of sucks. But Magnezone isn't that big of a deal to my team. Yeah, I just Volt Switch out, knowing that I probably outspeed because he shouldn't pack too much speed on Magnezone just to creep Rotom. That wouldn't make sense. I send on my AV Hitmontop here as he volts out, so all the momentum is back on his side just because I tried to Hydro Pump his Infernip, which was pretty dumb. So he goes back into his Infernip, and I don't have any switching for this thing, so I just have to sack my Hitmontop here. Again, I'm very much behind here. I should have gone for the Mark Punch to get some chip damage off, but it doesn't really matter because it's in range for basically any attack from my mons. So Hitmontop is down, and yeah, I think I decide to go for game. Yes, I send out my Victini, bluffing the Scarf, but as well as expecting him that he doesn't pack Stone Edge or Earthquake to hit me, which I should be able to take one at least. So that's the moment I'm going for game, because I expect him to switch out and go for the Flame Charge, knowing that everything is in range for me to sweep and I can easily kill his entire squad here. Milton comes in and I do only 8%, so I can't kill it with another Flame Charge, which I would have done if it were in range for that. Because +2 speed would allow me to basically hit a V-Create after the speed drop and still outspeed a Scarfer. But you will see what happens next. So yeah, go for the Psychic just to knock it out. But he sends out the Mandibuzz, which doesn't matter because that thing is in range from a Bolt Strike, which I go for here, knocking it out. And I'm at 81%. Nidoking cannot come in yet if it's Scarf because I'm still +1 and I'm not in range of a Sucker Punch yet. Still takes me a lot of hits to be in range of Sucker Punch, like 2 or 3 more Life Orb hits. So he sends out a Magnezone, and because I'm dumb and I changed Blue Flare to V-Create, I'm now at minus defenses and not at +1 speed anymore. And during the battle, I totally forgot about the speed drop. I literally changed blue flare to V create for no reason, like a couple hours before the match, just for slightly more damage output, which wasn't even needed because blue flare O-cost everything, V create O-cost as well. And during the battle, I just didn't pay attention to the text. I was so convinced I got the sweep, and I didn't see the speed drop at all. So he sent out as Nidoking. I think, oh nice, I'm not in Sucker Punch range, let me just Psychic this bad boy. But he is scuffed, and I was totally confused. I didn't get it until after the battle that V-Crate drops my speed, and that was like, that doesn't happen to me normally. I don't know why it happened. I don't know why I didn't pay attention. Nobody's to blame but me, but because I had him swept there right there. If I paid attention to the text and didn't like change blue flare to V-Crate for no reason. It really sucks because now I basically lose to Nidoking. I send out my Aggron here knowing that he is choice scarfed, but he makes a very good play and goes for the Miltank as I try to get some advantage back because I know he would sack the Miltank to my Aggron here, so I just decide to go for a Roar to have Miltank dead to rocks and phase him out, hopefully into his Cloyster, so that I can like get a little bit of momentum back here. But the game is almost lost here at this point. So he sent out his Infernap. I could have gone into like Crobat to take an Overheat or Flare Blitz, but I was at 100 HP at this point, and Life Orb, Naive or Jolly, Close Combat and Flare Blitz do 99 HP max, so I was living the hit 100% of the time, and I kinda contemplated switching out into Rotom, expecting maybe a Fire Blast to get rid of my my Aggron, but I didn't pull the trigger, and he reveals the Overheat, and and my Aggron goes down. So just have my Rotom and my Scarf Crobat left, and Crobat doesn't really do anything. He makes a good play and sacks his Miltank as I go for the Brave Bird here to revenge kill the Infernate. He sends out his Nidoking, and I make another bad play in my opinion because I should have just 2-hit KO'd him with the Brave Birds, but I expected him to have the Ice Beam, which he didn't. He told me that after the game. He didn't have the Ice Beam, and I expected him to go for the Ice Beam to like deal with my Crobat, because Crobat was still a threat for Infernap, and like the combination of Infernap and Cloyster would be able to deal with my Rotom anyway, so like I kinda thought he would go for the Ice Beam, but he makes a very good play, goes for the Sludge Wave. I have to save my Rotom here to like have a chance at winning the game, because Crobat doesn't deal with the Cloyster at all, and I would just lose if I lose my Rotom. So I go back into my Crobat knowing that he is locked in, and I hope for him to get 2 high rolls here to kill me as I go for the Tailwind, so that I would have 2 turns of Tailwind left. I just spam Tailwind because I'm locked in, but he doesn't kill me after 2, so I will only have 1 turn of Tailwind left after he kills me here, which kinda sucks. So Rotom definitely loses to the combination of Ape, Nidoking and Cloyster. Had I had more turns of Tailwind left, I had a chance to beat him, but that would be probably wouldn't happen. I miss a Hydro Pump again here, which doesn't really matter, and I don't know what he wants to do. I think I just Pain Split up to be able to possibly take a Sludge Wave from Nidoking, but that doesn't happen because Cloyster's HP stat is so little that I don't really gain any HP. He reveals this Shell Smash. You notice at that point that he doesn't have the skilling ability, and he didn't get 5 hits on me with the Rock Blast, which was kind of funny, but that doesn't really matter because it's only for differential here. I try to get some HP back, but at this point I just have to say GG to him. I get another kill with the Volt Switch, but that doesn't matter at all. So he can just come in with Infernate and kill my Rotom here. So we lose 2-0 to MightyMamoswine in a game that, in my opinion, I probably would have won if I had Blue Flare instead of V-Create, and had I paid attention to my fucking set, because not to my fucking set, but to fucking Showdown, because I just didn't notice. I was so confused. Like, I talked to him after the game, and he was surprised that I didn't like notice and forgot about it. He was like, "Man, I'm scarred. You lost speed to V-Crate," and it hit me, and I was like, "Fuck, are you really that dumb?" Like, I played in over 100 league games now. I prepped a couple hours for a matchup versus Victini this last week, because I played versus a team with Victini in the finals of another league, and I know that V-Crate drops the speed, but I just forgot about it, and that really cost me the game. It doesn't matter too much, because MightyMamoswine obviously is a great player, and he probably will win a lot of games anyway, so that he starts 1-0 and I start 0-1 isn't too bad for the division, but it's definitely a game I could have won, and like, I think I had him out prepped, but then I changed V-Crate to Blue Flare, so that kind of sucked. Definitely GG to MightyMamoswine, very, very good player, very nice guy. Talked a little to him after the game, and like, we definitely are both hyped and afraid of our next matchup, because we play again later in the season, because we have 2 divisional matchups versus each other. Yeah, I start off 0-1. It doesn't matter too much. Still 11 more weeks to go. I still expect me to easily make the playoffs. I think I have a very solid matchup next week, but definitely versus a scary team, versus the Sin City Raptors and my man Pterodactyl. Very solid player, very cool guy. But I have a solid matchup, even though he has like crazy speed on his team with Tornadoes T and Mega Alakazam, which is pretty big threat to my roster. But I think I prepped well, but I obviously have to see if I can make it back to even after next week. So starting 0-2 would be very difficult to overcome, but with so many divisional matches, we have 6 out of 12 weeks are divisional matches, we would still be able to overcome that. So I'm not too worried yet. I'm very confident in my game still, and I definitely won't forget again that V-Crate drops the speed, so that won't happen again. Yeah, so don't think I have anything else to say. Very good battle here. GG to MightyMamoswine. I'm hyped for the rematch, and catch you next week. Hopefully with a team builder too for my battle versus the Sin Cities, the Raptors. See you guys.